USC Upstate, 15-16. The final of that one was 80-74. Breakaway defended, missed by Goodlow. Here's the South Alabama starting five. Javon Franklin's 7th double-double last time out. Manning, the squad's leading scorer. Alex Anderson is wearing his brother's number 3 and not a 12. They're joined by Jones and Thomas. Three's good. Lance Thomas, 20th for the grad transfer out of Norcross, Georgia, the former Memphis Tiger. And here's South Carolina Upstate. Mozone, Spartans' leading scorer and rebound. Gainey shoots 49% from 3, and he's joined by Aldrich, the big man, Dalvin White, and Goodlow. 3 seniors, a junior, and a freshman. Stepping out of bounds. Now they say travel. He was pointing at the floor.
It's good quickness by Turbo Jones, but take a look at that tip. Great play by SC Upstate to get the tip, and then Charles Manning Jr. just sneaking behind him to make an even better defensive play.
South Alabama averages 5 blocks a game, had 8 in the last one. That one's defended high. And here comes South Alabama up 3-0.
Well, I think that's going to be the biggest challenge for SC Upstate is can they handle South Alabama's quickness? We've seen 2 instances already where South Alabama's quickness has been a difference.
Around and down, Alex Anderson, the freshman, actually his little brother's a freshman, and he's wearing his brother's number 3. Here's a mid-range jumper, too strong. Rebound Franklin. And, of course, that first sequence, a 3-pointer by South Alabama. When the biggest guy on the floor hits a 3, that sends a message.
Well, and that's one of the things that Thomas does. He's not your prototypical 3-point shooter. Same thing with Caio Gonçalves, who you'll see later on in the ball game. Big guys that shoot outside the arc.
Both teams average 71 apiece. South Alabama 20-11. For the 5 seed in the conference tournament, lost in the first round in Little Rock. A foul on the contest. Mr. Goodlow picks up his first, team first against the Spartans. Richie Riley. Program went 9-7 in conference play, so we mentioned the 5 seed. And beat Southeastern Louisiana in round 1 of the Basketball Classic 70-68 after leading in the second half by 20, but hung on for the victory.
And Southeastern Louisiana actually had a nice play down underneath that would have given them the lead very late, but they fumbled the pass inside, and South Alabama was able to take advantage and come away with that win.
Franklin, the transfer from Auburn, 7 double-doubles, 17 and 14 last time with 4 blocks. And now 20 games this year. This guy has scored in double figures. And he puts in the second. 7-0 South Alabama.
A little bit of token pressure by Turbo Jones up front. Just making it a little uncomfortable for SC Upstate to bring it up court.
Double team slapped away, but they're going to call a foul on Anderson.
And a good double team there, but it was just Thomas who I believe they get the foul. Yeah, they're going to get Thomas on the foul on the slap and got mostly ball, but you got to get all ball in order to get away with that.
Swings it back. Mozone not able to control it, and South Alabama said, hey, that's our play.
Yeah,
they run the same play.
Yeah, exactly. And again, you see SC Upstate just a little timid, a little nervous. Again, I think that quickness, they were trying to go too quick on the other end.
Just over 2 minutes into the game, 7-0 Jaguars. J.D. Byers, Pat Greenwood from the Mitchell Center, and a foul down low. This may be 2 on Goodlow. Nope. It's Aldrich.
Yeah, Aldridge was tangling with Javon Franklin at the top of the lane and got a little grab there.
On the floor, second team foul against the Spartans. Turbo Jones, transfer from Auburn. Inbound from underneath. Jags opening 2 for 2 from the floor, including a tray, and have hit both free throws. The kick out. Turbo Jones, 3 triples last game. He's just picked up his 11th of the year. Floater, too strong. Into the hands of Thomas. A little messy, but getting it across midcourt. Manning contested by Goodlow. Left wing near side. Off the iron, offensive rebound. Thomas for the stick back. And it may be an injury down on the baseline. He's holding his face.
And that's Jordan Gainey.
Yeah, that's the best free throw shooter in the Big South.
But does appear to be okay, which is good news.
Here comes Kyle Gonsalves. You just saw come into the game. He's South Alabama's leader from three, 67 for the senior out of Brazil. 9 points, all on triples in the win over Southeastern Louisiana. 3 minutes in, still trying to score their first points. USC Upstate, the dribble drive, shot clock at 10. Rising, firing, there it is. Mozone, 68-3, and he's not the three-point leader. Drops one in, and it's a 7-point game.
You can feel that sigh of relief coming from the team in black because they're just all out of sorts, especially after shooting so well against Appalachian State in the last game. Good idea there. Javon Franklin trying to get it to Manning inside. Manning just wasn't looking for the pass. There's an unforced error.
Dalvin White will bring it up, contested by Jones. White also nailed 3 threes of his own last game. Here's a deep tray. Mozone too strong. Offensive board in the far corner. Tucson, Arizona native. Gainey had it. Dropping one in is Dalvin White. His 44th three. They don't play a whole lot of players. I think only 8 last time out, but a high percentage are really good at filling it up from outside.
And great ball movement to create that open shot. Just a matter of who was going to take it and who was going to knock it down. Dalvin White did a great job of realizing he was the guy that was open and then executed.
Jones driving, lost control with 11 to shoot. Spartan run. South Alabama opened the game a 10-0 run.
Well, it's exactly what SC needed because South Alabama was on the verge of running away with it very, very early. But again, that consistency's got to continue for the Spartans.
Directing traffic. 10 to shoot. 4.5 minutes into the game. Ball still way up high in the logo. Kyle Gonsalves fouls with 6 on the shot clock. His first, team second.
Well, certainly not the foul you want from a guy like Kyle Gonsalves, and I think he's going to take a seat immediately, and he will. So we'll see the youngster Tyler Shirley coming in his place.
Shirley hit a 3 in that win over Southeastern Louisiana, only his second of the season. 5 points in 13 backup minutes. And a steal. They'll give it back to Manning. He lost control, but a foul.
Not a bad foul, though, by Goodlow, because you had a 2-on-1. If you're going to foul them way up top. But you see the double team, and Manning with that length able to snag it in midair. But yeah, if you're going to foul, don't wait till they're right under the basket taking the shot. Good idea to stop that fast break there.
South Alabama by 5, 28 to shoot. And Goodlow will check out of the game. Manning, long range. Kadarius Smith with the rebound, just checking into the game. 7 minutes, a point, 2 rebounds in their win over App State. Catch and shoot. That's Floyd Rito, junior, freshman, transfer from South Carolina State. Just off the mark. Jones. The dump off. Rising, drawing the foul is Franklin. They'll put that one on Rito.
Well, Franklin bailed out Jones there. Jones left his feet without a clear idea of what he was going to do with the basketball, but Franklin so athletic, able to grab it underneath and then draw the foul.
Franklin, 2 points, 2 rebounds. His 14 rebounds. Last game, 7 on either end of the floor and 4 blocks. Half of the 8 South Alabama rejected in that win over Southeastern Louisiana. Little Rock native misses the first. 5 minutes, 6 seconds into it. South Alabama getting it at the free throw line if possible. They haven't hit a field goal in 2 minutes and 47 seconds. And South Alabama back to doubling up the Spartans 12-6.
South Alabama, not a big team, but they are bigger than SC Upstate, so it looks like some giants playing for the Jags tonight.
Key point early. Upstate only 1 more foul to give. Here's a turnover. Jags with numbers. Manning on the alley-oop. Franklin on the jam. 8 points, South Alabama lead. And a timeout taken by Dave Dickerson as South Alabama creates on one end. Just not a quality pass, but here's one. And then a rim rocker by Franklin.
Well, that's one of those playground plays that you just dream up. You know, you've got a turnover, you got a 3-on-1, and you want to get the 2 points. You want to get the easy 2 points, a nice layup, whatever it may be. But, you know, you do that all the time in practice, and then when you get those dream sequences coming up in the game, that's a fantastic opportunity. But South Alabama doing a great job defensively, turning it into the offense. The offensive chance and the finish there by Javon Franklin.
You're playing in your 32nd game of the season. This team's made up with a large percentage of transfers, but that's when you're both thinking the same thing and you know you're on the same page.
Well, that's just as athlete and athlete. You know, one athlete to the other. That's what you do when you're having fun. And that'll get the crowd going. A good timeout, though, by Coach Dickerson. Try to quell that momentum just a bit.
College Basketball Classic presented by Eracism. From the Mitchell Center on the South Alabama campus, where the Jaguars in the white are the host and lead 14-6 over the Spartans. Underneath, the high defender, and off the back of the iron into the hands of Manning.
Well, Gainey was going against Manning, and he's giving up a little bit of size there. And so far, Gainey hadn't had too much luck.
Off the chest of Aldrich, and the Spartans save it, but an injury, and that's Dalvin White, the senior guard, who's the assists leader. Yeah. Oh, it's off his head.
That didn't feel good.
I thought he was trying to do it off the chest of Aldrich.
Yeah, I don't think it was an intentional let's go off the noggin, but as White kind of crouched down to avoid the basketball, it went right at his head.
So 94 feet left to right. Possession, USC Upstate down 8. Spartans shooting 22%. Both teams have made a pair of threes, but a scoring drought of almost 2.5 minutes and an over and back. South Alabama will have it at midcourt.
That's just, again, SC Upstate trying to go too quickly. They've been forced into doing things quicker than they wanted to by the South Alabama defense. And there's Gainey, the freshman, just making a mental mistake and tapping his chest, saying, hey, my bad, that was my fault.
Gainey yet to get on the board. He's 0 for 1. And has 71 threes on the season and leads the team in steals. Anderson. Shot clock at 10. Turbo Jones wanted to step in. Good defense. Racing out was Rito. And a travel. South Alabama's 5th turnover.
Yeah, turnovers even at 5 apiece right now.
3 over the last 2.5 minutes, though, by USC Upstate. Just not opportunities for buckets when you're turning it over, trying to get into your offense. South Alabama sends Marshall Carring to the table. Big man with a deadly hook. Almost a travel there, and the fans wanted the whistle. Turnover anyway in the paint. Manning around a defender. Off the finger roll. Manning's first bucket, first points to go with 3 rebounds.
Again, just the athletic move, slicing to the basket, and the nice finger roll. And how about that pass by Gainey?
Open and waiting, and then trying to go reverse. Aldrich looking for the and one. He'll go to the free throw line. And number 1 on Anderson.
And you expect Gainey to take that shot, and that's why that was so effective, because he had every motion like he was squaring up for the three-pointer, but then found Aldrich underneath.
Jags are currently matching their biggest lead of the game back at 10 when they opened the game on a 10-0 run. Right now the Jags are on a 6-0 run, and the Spartans trying to end it at the line. Right-handed shot, good. It's a pretty one. Aldrich, 88% at the free throw line, is the best free throw numbers on the squad. And you look at this guy. Aldrich at the free throw line, 6'8" senior. What else did he play in high school?
6'8". Baseball.
Soccer.
Is that right?
If you went with bowling, we could still be friends.
Can you imagine, though, him standing on the mound?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty darn intimidating.
Randy Johnson. Now there was a hug. South Alabama in the front court, leading by 8. Jaguars shooting 71%, 2 for 2 from outside, 5 of 7 from the floor. Shot clock under 10. Jones covered by Brazil. Bad handoff.
Yeah, that was a situation where Jones should have just taken it himself, trying to be unselfish, but at that point, you're 2 feet away. Go ahead and take it.
Brazil in traffic. Ball's kicked. 20 to shoot and an inbound as it was kicked by South Alabama. And Brazil will do the triggering as Richie Riley. His first year at South Alabama was 20-11. That's where he's got his team as of right now. Not a backcourt. Floater popped out. And last touch by South Alabama will stay with the Spartans. That's Charles Manning across the way, who may have turned an ankle.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. J.J. Chandler, who's the team's leading scorer, was injured and now out for the year in the regular season finale. And now you see Charles Manning Jr. across the way, right in front of the Jaguar bench, writhing in pain. And that's his left ankle they're looking at.
Well, he got up on his own. That's good news.
Yeah, putting some weight on it.
This is a team already without a lot of points in the form of J.J. Chandler, who last game at home this regular season broke a foot.
Yeah, so there it was. It was on that pass to half court. He just turned an ankle. I don't think it was anything malicious at all.
Did I just say Chandler broke a foot? He broke a finger. They both start with that. He's out of the game. Here's a jumper off the backboard. Jones flying up the floor. They call him Turbo, and it's blocked off the backboard. Loose, still battled for.
Cool. Cliff Ellis and Coastal Carolina may meet South Alabama in the next round.
Only played once in the regular season. There was a game that was supposed to be on this floor, canceled due to illness. South Alabama went to Coastal Carolina in the regular season and had a buzzer beater 3 to win it by Gaio Gonsalves. Possession arrow here keeps it with the Jaguars. 15 to shoot. Lobbed into Kearing.
That's a great job by Marshall Kearing, a guy that really has progressed as the season has gone on. A youngster that can make a big difference, and that was just picture perfect. Find the separation and bank it off the glass.
Tyler Shurry has some stingy defense up high. 11.5 to go in the first 20 minutes. Drive from up high, and he's going to go to the line. They'll count that bucket. On the way down, nice execution by Mozone.
And that is the first 2-point bucket by SC Upstate. They had 2 threes, a couple of free throws, now finally getting something inside the arc. And that's something they're going to have to do. They're going to have to establish some sort of presence inside. That'll free up everything outside.
So that's 5 for number 5. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. North Augusta, South Carolina. His hometown will be hopping in a couple of weeks with the Masters returning. Spartans cutting it to 7. USC Upstate, though, still 25% for the game. Neither team set a 3 or attempted one in a while.
And we saw Charles Manning Jr. go down with an ankle injury, still on the bench, but boy, you talk about losing some offense if he can't come back.
Shirley had it tapped away as he attacked down the middle of the lane, and a foul call. That's on Jordan Gainey.
Take another look as Franklin trying to penetrate the lane. Gainey just slapped at it and didn't get all ball. But with Manning out, Manning was the one that was guarding Gainey, so I'm interested to see if Gainey can now break free, because this guy can shoot.
Shirley the lob to Kearing. He has it stripped away. Brazil had the hand on it. And they're going to call him for the foul, his first. And it's now 1-1. Or was he on his way up? The referee said 2.
Yeah, I think so. In the act of shooting, that'll give Kearing a chance at the free throw line.
Marshall Kearing, 73 1/3%, and rolls it in. A friendly kick on the home hardwood.
And for the Spartans, number 12, Gavin White, and number 3, Mr. Goodlow.
Down on the other end, we're watching. Can't take you there just yet, but Manning is limping off. That ankle getting tender after going down near midcourt trying to contest the inbound lob. And then a foul call on Javon Franklin, who Franklin and his head coach Richie Riley is saying it was an out-of-control slip right in front of the Jag bench.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see any contact. We had a good look here on the replay. Yeah, there was no contact there. Yeah, Richie Riley with every reason to be upset about that one.
Dump under. It's off Franklin's chest. And they say South Alabama ball.
Zagani penetrated inside too deep, got in behind the basket, and then went 1-on-3 and had nowhere to go with the basketball. As Javon Franklin was right there on that no-look pass.
And eventually off the hand of Gainey. Jags 2 off their biggest lead. Alex Anderson wearing Andrew Little Brothers, or actually Big Brothers, number 3. Rainbow won't go. Rebound into the hands of Goodlow. He's playing with 2 fouls with still 10-10 to go in the first half. Down low working into Aldrich. He'll duck under Kearing and rolls it in.
That's a great move. Fake one way, draw the defense to you, and then use your body to get the easy look. Nice job there by Aldrich.
And 4 for Aldrich. His first bucket. Jags slowing it down. The lead cut to 6. Kearing over the left shoulder. The putback rolls in. And count that one for Franklin. He's at 7.
And Dave Dickerson saying that should have been some offensive goaltending. I think he may have an argument there.
Aldrich missing from outside. Quarterfinal round of the Basketball Classic. South Alabama hosted the first round, beat Southeastern. Second straight on the road in this postseason tournament for USC Upstate. They're down 8. Jags with the lead and the possession in the white. Kearing. Count that one. 15-footer. Pass and traffic deflected. Picked up by Goodlow. 2 for 7 now from outside, but an offensive rebound. Last shot drew iron, but now the shot clock is under 10. To the corner. Aldrich on nylon. That's his 22nd 3 and his first of the game.
Well, finally an open look there for SC Upstate. They've had some trouble because you come off that screen and then all of a sudden you're double teamed, and because of the size disadvantage for SC Upstate, they've had a hard time trying to figure out where the open guy is.
Turbo Jones misses the circus style shot. Dribbling off his own heel was White. Under 8 to play in the first. Dribbling closer. Knocking it down.
Losing 30 to 35 points a game between those two guys being out.
Yeah, Manning was 1 of 3, 2 points, 3 rebounds with 3 assists when he left. Twisting that ankle. Jaguars with the lead in the possession. It's been as many as 10 3 times. Shot clock at 10. Turbo Jones with the basketball. 7.5 to play. A lot of dribbles. But not much sharing of the basketball on that possession.
But that's going to be the problem. Without Chandler, without Manning, who do they go to? Turbo Jones is a guy that can control the offense, but typically he's a guy that dishes out. Find somebody else. And somebody's going to have to step up and take charge.
Let's talk about defense here, because coming into the game, it was obvious USC Upstate could hit the 3. which is easier to do over a zone, but South Alabama, who's played a lot of zone, Pat, not so much tonight.
Right, they're playing the man-to-man because of that three-point threat. And there you see Javon Franklin. We talked about his ability to block shots, and there's another example of it right there.
Jags get a stop. Aldridge anchoring the middle for the Spartans. Shirley. Inside, Franklin, the flush. And Turbo Jones picks up the assist. His first of the game.
And that's how you share the basketball. That's, you know, again, a young team starting to play together. You've got, you know, your two leading scorers out. Defense turns into offense. Another chance.
Carrying the big man. He'll give it back to him. He'll rim rock one all the way down.
And it was just a situation where he was going for a loose basketball, and finger got turned absolutely the wrong way. And he rushed to the locker room and had to have surgery on it.
Picking up his dribble is Aldridge. Around to Goodlow. Gao Gonsalves has checked in for the Jaguars, wearing the 4, and that's an errant pass going back over to the Jags. 94 feet the other way.
And Dalvin White was backing up for the 3. Aldridge thought that he was going inside for the 2. Or Mozone, I should say, thought he was going inside for the 2. A little miscommunication. And that's the type of error that SC Upstate cannot stomach at this particular point. Not sure, obviously, if Manning's going to be able to come back, but this is the time for SC Upstate to close some ground.
9-point lead for the Jags. They've outscored the Spartans 12-4 in the paint so far. Rebounding pretty tight, 12-10 advantage South Alabama. On the catch, Smith can't hit. They're going to keep this with South Alabama. Saying last touch by the Spartans.
Well, that was great positioning there by Javon Franklin inside. And that's the kind of presence that he brings. The ability, not an overwhelming size guy, but very strong underneath.
Spinning opposite way. How about that touch? Javon Franklin. And it would probably be no surprise to you, Pat. The fast break has been all Jags. 7-0 the advantage, and due in part a lot of early turnovers.
Yep.
Triple, rounded down. That will end almost a 3-minute scoring drought for the Spartans. 5 minutes to play in the first 20. And every time South Alabama kind of gets to that double-digit lead, it's SC Upstate with an answer. They knock it back down to 8.
Well, they're certainly not going to go away, but South Alabama is certainly the more athletic team, at least so far early in this ballgame.
Kearing on the turnaround fadeaway, and it's last touched by Anderson. Turbo Jones back onto the floor. Kearing leaves. The watch on Javon Franklin. 11 points, 4 rebounds. Double-double last time out. He has 7 this season. Double team on the block. Pull-up jumper into the hands of Jones. Jones, second rebound.
That was a good look by Jones, but just a little too much.
Jags with the lead and the possession over the Spartans of USC Upstate. Turbo, a little Euro step, draws the block foul.
Well, Dave Dickerson pleading his case there. He thought that was a charge. The official explaining why he made the call. That'll be foul number 3. Goodlow. Tell you what, I think Coach Dickerson's got an argument there.
Wow, just the look and the gaze the head coach gives him. So South Alabama will go to the free throw line. Jags have tried 8, made 5. 3 for 3 from the line is Upstate. South Alabama's a overall 70% shooting team. Turbo, one of the best on the squad, 82%. Ooh, and it rimmed out. So he's 1 of 3 in this game.
And now Goodlow's going to have to take a seat there. That's a big deal.
Floyd Rito makes his second appearance in for Goodlow, who's in foul trouble. And missing the pair is Turbo Jones. Brazil, the freshman, on the point. Oh, and a foul from threes. Allowed 11 in the win against Appalachian State. Here was the free throw situation, though, in that win in Boone, North Carolina. USC Upstate only took 11 free throws all game and hit 10. App State, they went to the line for 26, but they missed 9, and that factored in because it was only a 80-74 victory for the Spartans to get to this round.
But yeah, this is a good shooting SC Upstate team. But how about South Alabama shooting 55% from the field so far?
Jags haven't tried a 3 in a while. Been determined to get it inside the paint. 2 of 3 overall. 6-0 run now. Over a minute 16 for the Spartans. Anderson trying to back it in. And making it as he falls away to the hardwood.
That's a great job by Anderson improvising. He was looking to pass it off and all of a sudden saw the lane to the basket.
Rito to the elbow. Gaining. Working against Jones. Trying to initiate contact. Can't be looking for fouls, though, in a postseason tournament. 1-on-2. Spartans with the numbers. And I think looking for the follow-up. Instead, he'll score himself.
Just like he drew it up, right?
That was a backboard alley-oop,
he said, look,
right?
Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to miss it. You miss it. And then I'll get the rebound and put it in. That way I can pad my stats a little bit. Get a rebound in there.
9-point lead for the Jags. Under 3 to play before the break. Brazil, right wing, catch. Mozone for 3.
Oh, what a shot.
That's his 3rd triple. He's got 15 to lead all scorers. He has all but one of the triples for the Spartans. And the lead is down to half dozen. Shirley thrust into a lot of minutes with the injury to Manning. A whistle. And if you joined us late, Charles Manning for South Alabama went down and out of the game with 2 points and only saw 8 minutes of action.
And Charles Manning, the leading scorer for South Alabama. J.J. Chandler, who was the leading scorer, out in the regular season finale. So those young men in white haven't played together a whole lot.
There's Manning. You see the ice on the left foot, no sneaker on it.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Shirley had only taken 4 of 6 free throws on the season. He just made his first. And the right-hander rolls in the second.
Brought some rain down, too.
That was up near the shot clock.
Hey, it goes in.
Shirley, touch foul. It will be 1-and-1, putting Mozone at the line, and Shirley just committing his first. Team 8.
Hey, Richie Riley upset about the touch foul call. Not very happy with the officiating so far tonight.
At the line for the Spartans, Carson is on.
Mozone 4 for 4 at the line. And he extends his points as the leading scorer with 16. South Alabama does have a player in double digits. 11 for Franklin. He has not scored in a while. Now 4 rebounds for Franklin. Mozone connects on both.
Now they get Dalvin White back in. And is it Gainey that's going to take a seat? I believe so, yeah.
Pretty much small in the lineup. Mozone, tallest guy on the floor for USC Upstate, 6'6" senior from North Augusta, South Carolina. 2-3 zone defensively.
Yeah. Not a bad idea. Try to make South Alabama shoot over you and don't let anything inside, because obviously the height advantage goes to the Jaguars.
And Gonsalves is a three-point threat, spinning well short with 7 on the shot clock. That could have gone either way. Rito extends his right arm out on the defender. It's going to be number 2 on Shirley. And back into the game comes Jaguar Marshall Kearing. Big kid right there, 6'9", out of Perth, Australia, who's developed a deadly right-handed hook.
And he was a guy that really couldn't get off the bench until South Alabama played the University of Mobile, a D2 school here, and then all of a sudden had a breakout game and slowly started to gain the trust of the coaching staff.
Next whistle, both teams will be in the double bonus. Just under a minute and a half to play. 9 team fouls each side. Shot clock at 10. Jones with it. Turbo Jones. Dish from the elbow. Bottom. Got it. Smith. The TCU transfer.
Well, that was a great job. Penetrate inside, dish it outside, and Deontay Smith open and nails it.
His first bucket, first points. He's 1 of 3, 1 of 2 from distance. The Jaguar lead at 9, under a minute. Denied. Smith with a loose basketball. And Anderson will bring it up. Could get a 2 for 1.
Instead, I think they're going to choose to take some air out of it. But you need to execute here and get 2 points at least.
Shot clock 7. There's the sky hook. Over the left shoulder, Kearing elevates and knocks it down.
And they can do that all night. Marshall Kearing, that's going to be almost impossible to stop.
He's got 9. And South Alabama, their biggest lead at 11. No shot clock for the final 13 seconds. And a steal. Kearing. That sportsmanlike, gives it over to Jones, and he'll lay it in. Kearing said, I need an assist on my stat line. Long 3, no.
After that win, and that young man sits across the table from us, Corey LeBounty.
In the strikes by the possession arrow.
Yes, he's one of the official scorers. So pretty neat tradition there by South Alabama. But, you know, that's the goal, obviously, for the Jaguars, to get back to that NCAA tournament. And it's been a while.
Lance Thomas may have just picked up his 3rd foul. He does. And does it in the first minute of the second half. Now, did not have a huge impact on scoring. Had the first bucket of the game at 3. Scoreless since, 2 rebounds.
Meantime, the other bit of news, Charles Manning Jr. right now in a boot. So I think the chances of him coming back are slim to none. And so not a good look for South Alabama, but you've got a 13-point lead. I would expect them to slow it down just a little bit offensively. Try to get the defense to offense, fast breaks, try to get some turnovers. But if you don't, set up the offense, run some clock.
Dalvin White off the mark on a 3. And the Jags down the front court. Coming up on 10 to shoot. The drive, missing the dunk with the left hand, though, is Franklin. He'll stay at 11.
That was perfect up until the finish. Exactly what you want to do. Take some time off the clock, get an easy look at the basket. But you got to be able to put that one down.
Driving the lay-in. It's a 4-point swing, and South Alabama had a semi-comfortable lead at the half last time in the first round of the tournament against Southeastern. Built a 20-point lead early second half, and then saw it evaporate, only won by 2.
We'll see what adjustments SC Upstate makes with Manning now out of the lineup. Still not going to be as quick or as athletic.
Franklin splitting defenders, and
that's what South Alabama, yeah, that's what South Alabama can do. Beat him up inside.
Making his way to the hole, and South Alabama back to the 13-point advantage. Drop step, waiting. Still holding his hands in the air is Deontay Smith. That's his 2nd. South Alabama now 2 team fouls early in the second half. Oh, there he got the right arm down twice. Good call by the baseline official. Free throw good by Goodlow. Late January, Goodlow, his story, he migrated out of the starting lineup. Now plugged back in, 35 minutes in a start last game. Makes them both. Against App State, had 7.6 rebounds and the 3 assists. Now he's got 4. Shirley. Double clutch on the up and under.
Bright future for that young man. Nice drive along the right baseline.
That's his first bucket. He's got 4. 2 minutes into the second half. No look. Aldrich. He'll kiss it on the baseline drive.
Just a little out of position was Deontay Smith, and Aldridge found a slight opening and was able to get the easy one.
Kyle Gonsalves has just checked in at the table. He is scoreless, hasn't taken a shot in 8 minutes of backup work.
Once again, patience on offense.
Dribble handoff. They hedge under the screen. White now picking up Jones. 5 to shoot. Step back. Ahead they go to Goodlow. Attacking from the wing. The elbow and no whistle. Bit of a push and shove. And finishing where he needed to.
Well, Goodlow saw that Alex Anderson had glanced away for just half a second. And as soon as he did, he just blew right past him.
9-point lead for the Jags and the possession. We've played 3 minutes after halftime. Calling for a screen. Franklin fouled by Gainey, and that's his second. Just the first team foul second half by USC Upstate.
But not a bad foul, though. You're not going to be able to stop Javon Franklin underneath and make him earn it at the free throw line. But how about SC Upstate? They've come out of the second half locker room re-energized, knowing that Manning is not going to be part of what's happening here in the second half. And they've doubled up the Jags here in the second half, 8-4.
They've hit 3 of their last 3. Coach Dickerson, backcourt, likes the effort despite the deficit. This is a program, because of that truncated season, 5-18, 5-11 in the Big South. That was after starting last year, 0-9.
That last foul on Goodlow, though, that's 4 on him. And so he has to check out with 6 points. He's the guy that just made that last drive to the basket. So another storyline developing for the Spartans.
Jags back up by 11. Have led by 13. Jags in the matchup zone. Just outside the lane. The cut, bounce, pass, good execution. Rito. He was scoreless against App State in 15 minutes and had nice touch to drop at his first points of the game. And 4 for their last 4. USC Upstate. They're wearing that black like the old Mountaineers, and they beat the Mountaineers last time out. Handoff, attacking from the elbow. Wild shot, and it goes. Javon Franklin. He's got 17.
What a game by Javon Franklin. And talk about a guy that stepped up in the absence of J.J. Chandler, and now with Chandler and Manning out, Javon Franklin looms even larger.
Aldrich working on Franklin. Short, Gonsalves with 2 hands, and he'll seat it at the chest, protecting the basketball. And Jones will bring it up. 50-39. USC Upstate, though, has still outscored the Jags so far in the second half. He's one of 2 Auburn transfers on the team. He and teammate Tyrell Turbo Jones, and that's Jones flipping it out to Gonsalves. And he'll rattle in a 3. His first try, and he sinks it. Gonsalves with 9 in the latest win over Southeastern Louisiana.
Well, no Manning, no Chandler. Franklin says no problem. Gonsalves says no problem. Turbo Jones doing it as well.
Miss on the other end. South Alabama has their biggest lead at 14. Smith wanted to launch. This is how the game started. A Jag 10-0 run, and the Jags closed out the first half on a 7-0 run and are shooting 59% for the game without their leading scorer. Manning with a twisted ankle. Gonsalves picking up the slack. He drains another one.
A good patience offensively. Take some time off the clock and then convert.
Was an 8-0 run for the Jags. Rito laying one in on the other end for the Spartans. The lead is 15.
We've seen some 2-3 zone from SC. Now back to the man-to-man.
Jones lost it. It was a good opportunity when he got his defender to look off. Looking at Shirley. No, they're going to put it on Deontay Smith. That'll be his third. Kyle Gonzalez knocking down threes. Check out. He likes it dead on here. And hits on consecutive trips, this time contended with Aldridge in his grill.
Now, this is a guy that's 6'8", but takes the vast majority of these shots outside the arc. And he's deadly when he's on fire.
Gainey hits the free throw. That's only 3 for him. He averages 13.7 a game, the second leading scorer for the Spartans.
Well, he's been smothered offensively. Manning was on him. Turbo Jones has been on him. We've seen Franklin taking it as well.
Dad is an assistant coach at Tennessee.
First time we've seen a little trap. Their leading scorer being out in a boot. That's Charles Manning Jr. Still, the Jags getting it done.
The Jags get 10 back to get it across the timeline with the called timeout. Otherwise, there would have been 1 second.
How about that move by Turbo Jones to get it through?
Still only 8 seconds here. Really good move by Jones indeed. 3 seconds to shoot. Anderson heaves it and it almost goes.
Anderson lost track of time. But yeah, almost the prayer answered.
Open look. Gainey. Jones got out on him at a quick, nice box out. Gonzalez with a two-handed rebound. His second board.
That's the open look that Gainey wants. He was able to create some space for himself and just couldn't get it to go.
South Alabama 58% for the game. 5 of 7 from outside. And winning the rebounding edge 22-17. After Gonzalez hit back-to-back threes, he's got a defender in his face. There's a long tray into the hands of Mozone.
Well, bodies all over the floor in the backcourt, but 2 of them were Spartans, just 1 Jag, so that prevented the fast break for SC.
Shirley that time took a few extra steps and left Gainey open. And Gainey exploits it to drop the 3.
And now we see a zone look.
Gainey now with 7. First 3, he's got 72 on the season. South Alabama shot clock at 8. Under 12 to play in the game.
2% from the free throw line tonight. They're shooting 41, 46, and 92. So they're shooting starting to heat up a little bit for SC Upstate. Only down 10 with a lot of time to play.
Spartans making it tough to get the inbound from underneath. Shot clock at 10. Over to Shirley. 8 to shoot on the block. Inside to Turbo at 5. And he finishes. And they'll count the bucket.
Jones, a guy who missed a lot of time because of a broken foot early in the season, with the hang in the left hand. That's a great athletic move, and he shows the guns.
He had 17 on this floor in round 1. He's in double figures now with 10 and can make it a 3-point play. He's 1 of 4 at the line tonight. Makes that one. And it's back to a 13-point advantage. Jags have led by as many as 17. Reversal off the iron. Attacking Mozone couldn't get it.
That's the shot you wanted as he snuck along the baseline and had a 2-footer, a contested 2-footer, but still a 2-footer.
Gonzalez, third triple. He's got 9. And he's perfect 3 for 3. A 6-0 run for the Jags.
And all 9 in the second half.
Nice floater. That's tough going right at the rim.
Yep, but Dalvin White able to get it done, and a bit of an answer, but still a 14-point advantage for South Alabama and the basketball.
With 5 seconds to spare, the Jags get it across the line and reset the offense. 14-point game.
And again, show some patience, take some time off the clock, but still get a good look.
Jones, the no look, Kearing, a reach in Aldridge.
And that is what you want, a good look.
And that's actually 3 on Aldridge. Kearing to the line. Not a bad free throw shooter for a big guy. 2-shot foul. Aldridge with 3 will go to the bench.
Now Smith, Goodlow, and Brazil all checking back in for SC.
Rito also goes and takes a seat. Kearing to clean up his second. Into the hands of Mozone. Quarterfinals of the Basketball Classic. J.D. Byers, Pat Greenwood from the Mitchell Center on the campus of South Alabama. And the Jags again in that 2-3 zone. Nice concentration. Gainey's been a handful on the left wing.
I like the idea of the 2-3 zone because you want to make them shoot over it, and with South Alabama's size, even shooting over that zone is going to be tough.
Jones backing it out. Shot clock at 10. Drives with the left hand, had it poked away. Shot clock at 6. Intercepted ahead of the pack. Mozone fouled and it popped.
A 6-point play, maybe even a 7. He hit a 3.
Broad-shouldered Mozone. He'll drop the first one. Such studious eyes, good concentration. A guy who hits well north of 80% of his free throws on the season. He has started all 32 games for USC Upstate. And South Alabama can only watch. A chance on this extended trip to the free throw line to cut the Jaguar lead down to single digits. Well, popped out on him.
And all of this with no time running off the clock. That's a big issue here.
Just over 3/4 of the way through the game. We're in the second half. South Alabama's led by as many as 17. And now USC Upstate will be able to inbound underneath their bucket with 20 to shoot. Javon Franklin making sure he checked into the table. And Marshall Kearing, the big man, will leave. Tipped out by Gonsalves. Travel. Looked a little slippery. The back foot went with Gainey. Turnover number 12 by the Spartans.
And Gainey thought that he was going to have a pass with his left hand and then realized quickly that that door had closed. Tries to reverse to the other side and couldn't do it without dragging the foot.
They give it back to Jones. He has 6 assists to go with 11 points. 4 makes and a triple for the transfer from Auburn. Richie Riley shouting out the play across the way. The Jag 4th-year head coach. Gonsalves. And almost connecting for his 4th tray, his first miss of the night.
And why not? He's been red hot outside.
Gainey's open, and he'll make you pay. Gainey's got a dozen, his second 3, 4th bucket.
Well, this game is far from over.
10 points shaved off the South Alabama biggest lead. And the officials say that was last touch by the Jaguars. 94 feet right to left for USC Upstate. determined to get back in this game, and so far it's working.
And that basketball with 5 rows up. Let's take a look at it. Who touched it last?
Yeah, off the fingertips of Shirley.
Yep.
Here's a steal. Franklin to the hole. Picked the pocket of backup Kadarius Smith. And an easy 2. Franklin with 19. Mozone leads all scorers. He's got 20. Mozone with it. He gets fouled. Hacked. He'll climb up off the deck. Lance Thomas with 3 fouls comes sprinting to the table for the Jaguars. It was Mozone quickly going over to his bench to dry the hands off.
This will be free throw attempt 11 and 12 for Mozone.
It's 2 fouls on Gaio Gonsalves. He can make it a 7-point game. And he got the first one. Big free throw.
They are 16 of 18 from the free throw line.
Lance Thomas, who had the first 3 of the game, replaces the guy who has the most recent 3 trays. A pair of free throws. Mozone's got 22. He's only missed 1 free throw tonight.
And as a team, they're shooting 90%, which, believe it or not, is worse than they did the last game.
10 of 11 in that one against App State. 3 for 3 from the floor is USC Upstate. They just made it a 7-point deficit. South Alabama, the white, with the basketball, the lead, and the possession. Open is Thomas. Won't drop.
Well, I like the idea for SC to provide a little full court pressure.
Opportunity to make it a 4-point game. Rito couldn't get it. Looking for just his 6th 3 of the year. Thomas just missed a tray from there. Will lob it into Franklin. Franklin underneath. Got contact. Gets the ball to go.
Well, I'll tell you, South Alabama can do that all night. They're not going to be able to stop the Jags inside.
He's now got 21. Bucket number 8. Down low. Mozone against 2. Franklin. It's way over his average of 15.4. Leading scorer, leading rebounder, 2nd in made threes. Has 3 triples and rolls that one in. When they're going, they're going.
It's a shooter's touch, isn't it?
7-point game. 7:10 remaining. Shirley, pass was off his fingertips. Somehow comes up with it. Errant, and sent right back down by Franklin. And he's got a career high 23. Gainey too strong. The stick back. Aldrich.
Well, they're going to keep up the full court pressure because it's been causing some issues for South Alabama. But if they break the pressure, SC Upstate has got to find a way to create offense on the other end, or defense on the other end, I should say.
Yeah, that was a good catch. That was a hip check and then some by Turbo Jones, who about put him up into the seats.
Wow. About to follow the athleticism by Javon Franklin. Who's going to stop that?
Gotta watch the technical. These days they like to get you for hanging. 7-point game. It's been a very energetic game since the last time out. Gainey got it. Working around a screen. He is deadly on the catch. Gainey with 15.
Well, again, keep up the pressure here, but you got to be able to fall back defensively. That's where South Alabama's going to have an advantage, right there.
Thomas back up to reset the offense. South Alabama in the opening round built a 20-point second-half lead and watch it go away. In this game, have been up 17, and it's now down to 4. Jags with a narrow lead, the possession, and the bucket by Shirley. The Spartans will bring it 94 feet right to left. Under 6 to play here at the Mitchell Center. Running the point, Dalvin White. White 5 points, 3 assists to the corner. A dagger! Mozone. 27, his 4th-3, and it's a 3-point game.
A lot of confidence for the Spartans. Now a whistle away from the basketball. I don't know what that whistle was for.
Pointing at Brazil. Does 12 have a
he's
cut or abrasion?
Well, he's got a bit of a limp. I don't know if the official thought maybe there was an injury that needed to be tended to. And if that's the case, you stop the game, he's got to come out.
The coach says stay at the scorer's table. I'm putting you right back in.
So the official trying to watch out for the injuries. That's okay. I get it. But yeah, he will go right back in.
Turbo Jones draws a triple team. Nice ball movement to the outside. 3 off the iron. Rebound, Mozone. A chance to tie with a 3 coming up on the 5-minute mark. Slipping one in. That'll cut it to 1. Nice touch by Rito. He's been pretty quiet in the game, but he does have 8. Shirley, who has stepped up with the injury first half to South Alabama's leading scorer, Charles Manning. He is in a boot. Had ice on for a while. Came out of the second half with the boot on his foot. Bad pass. Kicked. They'll put time back on the clock, and the possession will stay with South Alabama at the 4:22 mark.
That may have been a break for the Jags. I didn't see it go off his foot. Did you? Okay, it was. So it was a good call. Okay.
The trigger underneath their own bucket. Jones lobs it into the paint, but he's held. They're going to put that one on redo.
Yeah, that was a good call. As the clear idea is to go to Franklin underneath. And if you're going to do nothing else, get your 3rd foul by putting Franklin on the free throw line. Or actually, it's not a shooting foul yet.
3 on Rito for a redo for South Alabama. They'll bring it in for the baseline. Franklin was double teamed. They give it back to him just outside the low post. Working hard, and a foul by Aldrich, his 4th. He has 11 points, 2 offensive rebounds, and now foul trouble for the big man. But it's been the outside play offensively. He leaves the game. USC Upstate, you're not out of this. Still with about 4 minutes and change to go. 1-point ball game, and Franklin steps up to the free throw line. He's 5 of 6 at the stripe tonight. Jags getting points with a clock stop because when it's rolling, USC Upstate's hit 4 of their last 4.
They're shooting 47% from the field, 50%, 9 of 18 from outside the arc, and only 90% from the free throw line.
As the game has gone, they've gotten better and better feel for the bucket, the depth perception.
A much better job mentally for this team.
Aldrich, the big guy's going to stay in with 4 fouls. Caney drew a switch. Under 4 to play. Deep 3. Into the hands of Franklin.
That's the guy you want shooting. That's not the shot you want. I know Coach Dickerson would agree. He got to put his hands up, looking at Mozone, saying, hey, there are better opportunities there.
6 boards for Franklin. He has played a ton of minutes.
Yeah, he has to.
Turbo Jones off the forehead. Didn't look it all the way in. USC Upstate able to hang on to the possession. South Alabama dodges a huge bullet. There's an injury on the other baseline.
And that's Gainey. I don't know if that's a cramp or what. But because There was no fast break going. That's why you get the injury timeout. We'll come back. 3:20 to go. Jags on top by 3.
Bryson Mozone, well of the game, 27.
Javon Franklin, 25. How about that?
Mozone, he's been all over the floor, but 13 of his at the free throw line. 13 of 14, in fact. Franklin trying to back in from the corner. Ducking for the paint. That guy can score, penetrate, create the offense.
He says, I got your 27. I'll match it.
Under 3 to play. 5-point game. Spartans down with the possession. The winner advances to the semifinals of the Basketball Classic. Fade away. Aldrich gets his own rebound, resets it. It did hit the rim. Pull up mid-range. Swatted out, and a collision. That's going to be a foul on Shirley, his third. Tyler Shirley for the Jags.
A lot of opportunities there for SC.
It will be 1-1. South Alabama's next foul committed, though, would put the Spartans in the double bonus. The Spartans, meanwhile, only at team foul number 7, which is advantageous because you don't have to commit fouls to take time off the clock on the floor. You can put South Alabama at the line, hope for a miss.
Gainey, who had limped off a little earlier back in the ball game. You see him number 11 on the near side. Glad he is okay.
That'll make it a 3-point game as Richie Riley surveys down court, waiting for his offense to bring it up. Some diamond mid-court pressure. Skipped ahead to Smith. Jags 58%, 6 threes. Upstate's hit 9.
If you can take some time off the clock and get a bucket, and salt this game away.
Under 2, shot clock at 8. The drive, the finish, Smith. And meanwhile, the Jags defense is stifled. 0 of their last 5 is USC Upstate from the floor. Foul, and they just got Smith on the hold, and this is going to be double bonus time for the Spartans.
And I think Richie Riley does not agree with the call.
Wow, he's
walked about
mortified.
6 miles one way, then about 6 miles the other. I can't tell, he doesn't show his emotion very well. But I'm fairly certain he didn't agree with it.
I'd like to put a pulse rate monitor on him right about now, blood pressure cuff, and the free throw's good.
I do want to play poker against him, though.
That neck vein's going pretty good, pumping. Gainey above his average. Missed the second. Nobody boxed him out. 4-point game. USC Upstate still alive. Down the stretch we go in Mobile, Alabama. Shot clock at 9. On the catch, Gainey around Shirley. Wanted 3 free throws, but couldn't get contact.
Shot clock was down to 2, so he had to force it up. Not the shot that he wanted, but great defense by South Alabama to force that.
Rebounding even. 28 apiece. USC Upstate the advantage on the offensive glass. The 3 no good, but the putback is. Shirley drains it from point blank in a minute to go. 6-point advantage. The Jags by.
And then play some defense.
Mr. Goodlow's coming to the game. He just triggered the inbound across the way. He'd been sitting with 4 fouls. So that's some height. Defense for offense, perhaps after this trip.
Taking a lot of time.
Shot clock at 10. Poked away, and it rolls right back into the hands of the Spartans. to the corner, up and down.
That was Deontay Smith who came out of nowhere. Gainey thought he was going to have the open look. He didn't. Deontay Smith appears, and that's a big defensive stop.
Big move defensively. And now Goodlow will come over to try to deny Shirley the inbound in the backcourt. J.D. Byers, Pat Greenwood, and our ESPN crew from the Mitchell Center in Mobile, Alabama. The winner advances to the semis. Waiting to see how the other quarters play out. They get it into Gonzalez, and he's going to be fouled, and he's a really good free throw shooter. And the senior will walk to the other end. He's the one who had the game-winning three at the buzzer at Coastal Carolina February 17th, and the year prior had a game-winning three at Southern Miss.
And depending on how these brackets shake out and how many teams are left and who plays who, it may be Coastal Carolina coming to the Mitchell Center in the next round. When? We're not sure. Will that happen? We're not sure.
Made the first. Kyle Gonzalez missed several free throws late last time out on this floor, and a 2-point win against Southeastern Louisiana. He's from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, but was actually playing Division II basketball in the state of Oklahoma. Missed that one. Richie Riley finds him and brings him up to the D1 level. Nice ball movement. White over the back. Aldridge had the position. That's on Smith, and he's just fouled out of the game with 23.1 seconds to play.
And he gets a standing ovation, does Deontay Smith, in large part because of that great job he did on the offensive rebound a couple of possessions ago. You see there a little contact going over the back. That's why they get the foul.
Update you on scoring. USC Upstate, Mozo with the 27 for threes. Aldridge the other with 11, and Gainey with 16. South Alabama's Franklin with 27, 7 rebounds. Jones, 82% free throw shooter at the line, the former Auburn Tiger. Jones with 6 assists, team high, and he's recorded multiple assists in all but 5. Very unselfish with the basketball, but is back in double figure scoring again. 17 against Southeastern Louisiana, has 11, just 2 for 5 at the line tonight. The last 1-and-1 opportunity, the next foul by Southeastern would put the Jags to the line for 2. And that one rolls in. Jags 5 for their last 7. USC Upstate finally gets a bucket. They were 0 for.
But you better hope Javon Franklin misses his free throws. And he hadn't missed many tonight.
He's 8 of 9. He's now your leading scorer with 28. 1 point better than Mozone. Franklin's 10 of 12 from the floor. Mozone 5 of 15, but it's been good from the three-point line and the free throw line. Second one rimmed out.
Not a bad miss because that clock starts quickly.
7 seconds. Looking to drive. Mozone brings it out. Spinning shot. Nailed it without his shoulders even a bit squared. 3.8 to go. Heaved in. Gonzalez just trying to play keep away here. He's in the front court and will dribble it out, and this game's over.